What up, y'all, and welcome to a new segment we're calling One Take Hot Take, where I share my raw thoughts and opinions on a particular topic, and we roll one take. No cuts, no edits. Let's get into it. Welcome to a new segment we're calling One Take Hot Take, where I give my hot take on a particular subject or question or part in one take. So if I say something stupid, if the dog runs through, if a kid yells in the background, it's all part of it. No cuts, no edits. And today we're talking about something that I suspect many of us who ride motorcycles, if you've been riding for any length of time, you have probably experienced. When someone finds out you ride bikes, or maybe they see you out on the bike, they come up, they start a conversation, they talk about how cool your bike is or where you're riding to today, and then it comes up. My brother or my friend or somebody I know twice removed died in a motorcycle accident or had a tragic accident. And for the longest time, I wondered how we were supposed to respond to that, because initially my gut reaction is, I don't want to hear that crap. I don't want to put those thoughts in my head. I don't want to get back on my bike and take off riding thinking about the story you just told me where your cousin was decapitated while riding a bike. That just isn't the kind of mojo I'm feeling when I'm riding, or the thoughts. Those are not the thoughts I want in my head as I'm cruising down the highway. So after a little more thought, I've tried really hard to think about a couple of things. Number one, it's possible that these people are simply trying to make a connection with us as riders. Most of the time, these are people who are not riders themselves, and I wonder if it's just their attempt to make a connection to the motorcycle community. I also really try to tell myself that these people mean no harm when they ask this question. They're not trying to put terrible thoughts in our heads, and in my experience, they're not really trying to change our minds about our choices and decisions to ride motorcycles. So I try to think about how these people on some level really care about the person riding the motorcycle. And so my response is typically something like, yeah, you got to be careful out there. You got to watch, nonstop. You can't relax too much, et cetera, et cetera. You got to know the room. You got to read the room, know the situation, kind of feel it out. You got to have some social cues there to figure out the best response. But I try to affirm their feelings and their experiences while also acknowledging that every time we throw a leg over a motorcycle, we understand the risks and we are willing to assume those risks. I'm certain that you feel the same way, but every time I get on the bike, I think about, how lucky I am to be able to do this thing, and how fortunate and thankful I am to have this thing in my life that allows me to escape and to get away, and a place to clear my head and to really just get things out of my system. But I never do that without also understanding the potential consequences for getting out on the highway or riding down a 2-lane back road. We all know the risks, and so I try to acknowledge that as well. Have even had occasions where we've entered into some conversation about how cars are also dangerous, and there are a wide variety of dangers in our daily lives. I just happen to choose motorcycles, right? And at some point, maybe that's unfortunate. We all, the saying, it's not if, but when you go down. I've had my experience with going down on a bike. I know what that's like. I've experienced it. And so I'm still willing to take that risk, even though I've been there. Thanks be to God, I was not terribly injured, but certainly remember the thoughts, the feelings, the smells of sliding down the highway, listening to your motorcycle bounce off the pavement and feel like it's chasing you. And yet I still love motorcycles, and I love the opportunity to get out and ride. And so I wonder, how do you respond when somebody approaches you and tells you some tragic story about somebody they know who has been injured or had a motorcycle accident, those types of things? What's your response? I'm curious and would love to hear more from you. Thanks for stopping in for this week's One Take Hot Take, and we look forward to seeing you again real soon. Until we meet again, let's keep them revved up.